So what we're going to report on today, guys, is a long-awaited coaster, another long-awaited coaster, finally getting the RMC treatment. Hello there, guys, my name is Coach Chai, YouTube channel Donkster Born but built for Theme Park News, and welcome to a Theme Park Newsroom update from Six Flags. Now, this is a story on a long-awaited coaster that this could be nothing, finally get the RMC treatment they've been waiting for years. And the coaster they've been waiting for years, because there is a coaster drought at this park. It is Six Flags St. Louis, and the coaster in question is the Boss. Now, you're probably thinking, why do I think this? Well, I'm not too fully convinced it will happen, but there's been a bit of evidence. If you look on the Fright Fest website for Six Flags St. Louis, they have a ride list with about 5 rides on, and one of the taglines for one of the rides said, "End of the Boss." Now, again, this will mean absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. But, you know, it's worth talking about. It's worth mentioning, because we can sort of predict a date if they were going to RMC it. Some of the stats that we knew about this possible conversion. You know, so I do feel as if the chance to talk about it is now rather than sort of later, if you know what I mean. So it's nice to just talk about it now rather than, you know, give it a few years, because then it won't happen. So it's nice to talk about it now and then look back in a few years to see if it actually does happen. So basically the tagline was "End of the Boss." Now, the rumour was "End of the Boss" is Six Flags St. Louis closing their massive wood coaster. Now, we do have some details about past times when they were talking about this that could lead to what it could be. Now, one of the big things that they mentioned, one of the big things that could suggest that it could happen is, you know, people have been predicting this for so long. I remember being my first year as a coaster enthusiast was 2006. So I've been around the block. I knew even as a little kid, I knew teasers where I saw them. And for the past few years, we've wanted RMC Boss. We've craved for it. And I think inside the next few years, it will finally happen. Now, of course, one big thing to mention, back at the 2016 Live to Kentucky Kingdom for Coaster Force, for those of you who don't remember, I wasn't there, but I did hear some stuff. But they did hear that Boss was a future RMC project, but it's been 3 years since, and the ride hasn't, you know, closed. But there's a possibility that the project got cancelled, moved to a different park, and I'll talk about which ride that was rumoured to be, or delayed for a few years. So there's a possibility of it happening. Now, of course, another thing to hear is a story about Boss possibly being deemed too expensive to convert without having to be shortened by a significant length. Now, those two things have in common one ride, one recent RMC conversion from a few years ago, and that is Twisted Cyclone at Six Flags Over Georgia. That is a significant decrease in length to the original Georgia Cyclone, and that was the project that decided to RMC instead of the Boss. So, you know, is the Boss's time finally arriving? Now, of course, you know, this could be very early to tease 2021 or a future RMC conversion, because you remember Mean Street closed for about a year and a half, 2 years, for track work to start, and that basically led up to Steel Vengeance. So yes, it's a massive coaster. Yes, it's not as massive as Steel Vengeance or Mean Street, but I definitely think that the Boss RMC will be an absolute amazing project for Six Flags St. Louis to do. It's proof that the conversions work. It's also proof that, you know, Six Flags St. Louis can invest in an original coaster. You know, the last coaster, without talking about originals, this is just long in itself. The last coaster, without sort of excluding like clones and things like that, was 2013, and that was the Boomerang, for God's sake. That was a relocated Boomerang. So 2013 technically has been the latest year for a coaster. So by 2021, it will have been 8 years since Boomerang opened. Now, talking about the last coaster, I do think the Boss RMC will happen. I'm going to take this end of the Boss tagline as a pinch of salt, and I hope you guys are too. But, you know, there are factors to say that it won't happen. Too expensive, like the stories were. Is Six Flags willing to invest in an RMC conversion of the Boss and spend the money? Again, we don't know. I mean, they're spending money on the likes of Jersey Devil, you know, and things like that. So, you know, there's a possibility it could be. Now, I do feel like the Boss will happen. But I think the only way to find out if it happens or not is to look out for markings. Look out for markings around spring, summertime next year. If we find markings around the Boss or on the supports that sort of match the markings that we saw on Main Street a couple of years ago, then we'll know it's happening. That's the thing to pick out. That's the thing to notice. So any of you who are regular visitors of St. Louis and are going regularly next year, keep an eye out for markings, and if you do see them, make sure you look in the about section of my channel for the Instagram link. Send me some pictures, and I will be able to deliver the information from those pictures. So if there are markings in spring, summertime next year, drop the pictures to me on Instagram, Twitch, Discord, Twitter. All the links are in the about section of the channel. So drop the pictures, and I'll be able to double check and just confirm that they are markings here. So, yeah, and they'll be all over the internet anyway as well. So, you know, spring, summertime, look out for markings. If there are, we'll know about it, and we'll know the time has come for Boss to be RMC'd. So, it was interesting to sort of discuss about that. Obviously, like I mentioned in past videos a couple of days ago, well, about yesterday and today, obviously, you know, this video's had to be pushed back a day because of the analysis videos for the new Iron Gwazi, Icebreaker, and Texas Stingray at Busch Gardens Tampa, SeaWorld Orlando, and SeaWorld San Antonio, respectively. So, you know, it's been good trying to get this video out a day later, because it means I can sort of recollect my thoughts as well as putting them to one side to analyse the new coasters. So, again, it's nice to sort of, like I said at the beginning of the video, it's nice to talk about it now, without having to sort of delay it a couple of years before it happens. So it's nice to, because I can release it now, like watching this, and then 5 years down the line, and it's happened, it's like, you know, yeah, this is the year it happened, stuff like that. Or I could look back 5 years and it hasn't happened and say, interesting, it hasn't happened yet. So thank you very much for watching this Theme Park Newsroom update from Six Flags St. Louis. Like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to Coaster Shy YouTube channel so you never miss a YouTube video. You can click that notification bell as well. And for now, guys, I'm Aaron Chandler. You've been watching Coaster Shy YouTube channel, Dogster Born, but built for theme park news. Keep living the coaster life, and I'll see you guys in the next video soon. Take care. Have an awesome day, my friends.